Society's never far from Maryland's longest river, the 110-mile Patuxent, which cuts through the highly populated corridor between Baltimore and Washington, D.C. In southern Maryland, the river widens, an ideal spot to develop a lifelong love of nature.
All right, who's already a pro? Who's already fished? Who's already done? You've done a little of this, huh? Anybody else?
I'm Fred Tutman. I've been the riverkeeper on the Patuxent River since 2004. So I'm the first riverkeeper, hopefully not the last, on the Patuxent River. So riverkeeper is an advocate for a particular body of water. There are about 350 of us worldwide.
Today, that advocacy looks like this.
And it even looks like the water's clearing a little bit. Yesterday it was a little bit brown and muddy. All right, drop your hooks. So today we're in camp, and this is a mentoring camp, and the kids are being mentored on how to fish. And there's a lot that goes into how to fish, right? There's fishing ethics, how you treat these fish humanely. There's Zen, in terms of how you catch a fish when there's no fish around and you want to summon one up. There you go.
This is the fourth summer. Fred has brought a dozen kids and a rotating stable of volunteers to the modest Riverkeeper headquarters in southern Prince George's County.
We give young people the opportunity to work with veteran outdoorsy people, paddlers, anglers, survivalists, people who have in their, let's say in their DNA, the ability to connect with nature and to help our kids do that too.
A week of camp costs $150, a fee that can be waived if the expense is a burden.
It's pretty cheap to come to this camp. Actually, it's very accessible and attainable for pretty much anyone, everyone. And that's really what we want. We also want the camp to be accessible to folks who have never had the summer camp experience or who ordinarily wouldn't have a summer camp experience.
My name is Brian Sims, and I've been at the Patuxent Riverkeeper Camp for 3 years, and this is my second year as an intern. At first, I didn't want to come because I didn't feel like being outside. By the end of the week, I was loving the camp and wanted to come back again.
I'm going to turn my whole torso, because your torso is a lot bigger than your arms.
Like, one thing I want to do now is take my own kayak or canoe and then canoe up the river and go camping. So without this camp, I would not have found that out because I probably would have been scared.
Well, it's entirely possible that this camp might help generate the next riverkeeper. It's certainly my hope that we'll build, in an indirect way, activists, because I think people defend what they love, what they are attached to, what they're connected to. I'm one of those guys that doesn't believe the government all by itself is going to clean up these rivers. I don't believe the corporate money all by itself is going to clean up these rivers. It really takes citizen engagement. I think it takes citizen outrage.
On this hot day, there's not quite outrage, but rather disappointment.
We're gonna go swimming.
Swim? I'm not positive.
Well, we can't swim in this.
Yeah, I know.
And sadly, this is a very polluted river. In years when the water quality was a little better, we've let kids kind of thrash around and, bathe in the water and jump in the water. But these days, we're trying to keep them away from it.
It was on the family farm near Upper Marlboro that Fred developed his own passion for the water. He still lives there today with his dog, River.
So we're going down to one of the creeks that runs through the family property. It drains to the Patuxent. And we'll find, as you can see, River already figured out how to get down to the water part. Oh, when I was a really little kid, I used to play with my G.I. Joe, who had a diving helmet, diving bell. But we had little experiments I would play with when I went into my science phase as a kid. And I would bring little sampling equipment down and test the water. We'd look for fossils. The river was hard to get to be honest. It was segregated in the early 60s. It was very hard to get close to that river unless you were an owner.
And so this creek was Fred's oasis.
I think I became very confident in my domain as a boy. To me, that was like a Huck Finn type of upbringing. I came into contact with wildlife on various terms, got to know these resources, got to swim in them, got to touch them. And I'm trying to pass some of that ethos, some of that ideology onto these kids.
And the kids are soaking it up.
I love water. It's like my favorite thing. I feel like you see more than you do on land. And you get to go other places too. You don't have to worry about, oh, well, I don't have a driver's license. I can't get here. Well, you can get a kayak and go in water.
This work lives on. I'm pretty sure of it. I think we've planted some seeds here that I hope will continue. I'm pretty sure they will.